So I vowed to myself this year to live my life in an effortless way. And one of the ways that I have decided to live my life in an effortless way regarding relationships is to simply listen to myself. And no matter what the world or what the circumstances may be, to truly hear myself and align with the highest version of myself. And the highest version of myself, my God self, says that I want all of my relationships to be cool, calm, collected. I want to learn from my relationships. I want them to be loving. I want to feel supported within my relationships. I want to feel important within my relationships. I want to be an asset in my relationships. And I want those who I am in a relationship with to also be assets to my world. One of the ways that we can make this an effortless result, one of the ways that we can get to this place in an effortless way to actually manifest what it is that we want is by speaking to ourselves in a loving manner. I recently experienced um, a piece of contrast in one of my relationships, and I wasn't treated with the respect that I thought I should get, and I didn't like it. And my first step within changing the situation is to acknowledge that I have attracted this in my world. And just because I've attracted what I would call bullcrap or shenanigans in my world, it wasn't a time for me to beat up on myself and ask myself what I did wrong and how I could attract such a thing, or to blame it on the other person. It was to step back and acknowledge that this is what I've attracted in my world. And what this gave me was the power and the ammunition to change it, because obviously I'm offering something that I don't want to offer, or I am expecting myself to grow and expand in this way. And this is one of the ways that I'm going to be led to change this particular thing. So what I did was I had a conversation with myself. I said, you know what, Kiana, this is not what you want. And thank you for this being revealed to you. I'm not cursing it or shunning it or anything of that manner, just appreciating it for what it is right now, you know. We have a notification. An angel is speaking.
This is a reminder. Kiana, it's time to connect with your inner being. Stop whatever you're doing and reboot yourself.
Thank you. So, by speaking to myself in a loving manner, I said, okay, this is not what you want. You know, this is how you want this relationship to be. So, by me saying, this is the way that I want this relationship to be, I'm pointing myself in a different direction. I am creating momentum in that direction and what I want it to be. How often do we talk about the things that we want and actually do the work? The work is simply pre-paving something in the opposite direction of what we're getting if we don't like what we're getting, right? And it's all about understanding that thoughts create things. And so thoughts create emotions, and our emotions are energy in motion. So if I think that I don't want it this way, and then leave that alone and say, okay, I do want it this way, that is a thought that is encouraging an emotion in my life, in my world, and I'm pointing it in a different direction instead of beating the pavement of what it is that I don't want. I'm tired of talking about and rehearsing the things that have happened that I'm dissatisfied with. I'd rather acknowledge the things that have happened that I'm dissatisfied with and thank them and point myself in a direction for the things that I do want by soothing myself and letting myself know that it's okay. It's okay that that happened. It's okay that that person triggered me in that manner. It's okay that that person disrespected me, but I'm going to make sure that they don't do that again and they don't have that power to do so again, because I'm going to point my energy in a different direction. Therefore, if that person stays on that wavelength, I won't even be on the same wavelength that they're on. So I won't even be able to attract that in which they're trying to offer me. I'm only going to be on the wavelength of that in which I want to offer. And if I should happen to slip up and encounter that again, then I need to work on myself again. And the way that I work on myself is having a positive conversation with myself. Now, what part did you have to play in this? How can you better yourself, Kiana? What is it that you can acknowledge? How can you speak to this person differently? What do you need to correct in your world? It's okay that this happened. We don't want this to happen any longer. So you're going to be better. You're going to improve yourself. You're looking for positive flowing relationships, loving relationships, relationships that will cause you to be the best version of yourself, right? Relationships that will encourage you to want to give more of who you truly are. The second thing that you could do to obtain this solution or this circumstance is to acknowledge that some opinions that you have or that others have about you can be helpful and triggering to make you realize, oh, this is what I want. So that's why it's important to have gratitude for anything that you come across, because you should trust yourself enough to know that you're only going to put yourself in situations that are meant to benefit you. Things don't happen to you, things happen for you. So in this instance that I'm in right now, I'm looking for how this is going to benefit me and help me to move forward in my life. Maybe I can think of this or that or the other. Number one and number two are pointing you in the direction of where you want to be, which is where the highest version of yourself, the God version of yourself, lies. And it's creating a momentum that's going to help you get there. Whether today, tomorrow, next week, or next month, you are in a position to win. Number three, you got to remember that nothing just happens just to happen. There are no coincidences. Man is a maker of his own reality through his daily attention, his daily perspectives, perceptions, his thoughts. Man is the maker of his own reality through his daily actions, his opinions, his truth, and everything that he stands for. So basically, you brought this situation into your world because it was something that you were holding within. You needed this to come into your world to give you an aha moment. It was definitely necessary. So because you brought this situation into your physical reality, you are able and you are capable of seeing the significance of how this is supposed to change within. So now the third thing is to open yourself up to see what it is that you need to get from this. And the way that you're going to get anything from this is by reflecting within you, because there's something that you're experiencing, that you're going through, energy that you festered inside that is going to be conquered by this situation. The reality of it is, with us human beings, all is truly within. We call everything to us and we have the answers. We have the questions and we have the answers. The questions and the answers are not on the same frequency. So once you come up or create the question, If you know that the answer is within, you ponder and you sit for a while, you realize, you open yourself up, you have the answer that you need in order to conquer this, to conquer you. The fourth way that you create this effortlessly is to remember that if it doesn't sit well with you, you don't have to claim it. If it does not sit well with you, you do not have to accept it. If you do not align with it naturally, you don't have to. This is your world. You don't have to agree with those things that you don't agree with. If it's something that you need to understand and you're not understanding it at the current moment, best believe it's going to come back around, maybe in a different form, a different day, or a different way for you to get the point. And he who has an ear, let him hear, which means if you're on the frequency to get the message, you're going to get the message, and there's nothing that no one else could do about it. And the way that you could get the message in an effortless way is opening yourself and allowing it to come into your world without any, well, this, that, and the other, making excuses and all this type of stuff. When you are in a place of acceptance, you will get the information that you need. So, trusting yourself that the information that's coming to you is there to help you, as well as knowing and having the confidence, if it just ain't sitting right with you, you can flip the middle finger to it and keep it going, because you are forever and eternally working on yourself. If you don't want to believe something that's being offered to you, you can release it. You can thank it and release it and keep it going, because man is the maker of his own reality through his daily ideas, choices, decisions, thoughts, actions, rituals, perspectives, perception, his attention, his belief, and his knowledge. You can choose the effortless way. There is an effortless way to build the most idealistic relationships that you want in your world. Take these 4 steps that I've offered you and allow them to bless your life today. I am your manifestation coach, Kiana Divine, and I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye for now.